Well, hello, thank you for joining me today again on the Church History Trail. And where we are today is we're actually at the CULLODEN House Hotel near Kiltraw in County Down. Now, the origin of the Culloden here has absolutely nothing to do with the battle that was fought in Scotland in 1746. But it's everything to do with William Auchinleck Robinson, JP, who built this in 1876. And the reason why he built it was he built it to live in, obviously, but also named it after his wife, because the wife's maiden name was Culloden. And so that's the mystery behind the name solved. And it's a beautiful stone villa, which is now a hotel. And it was built on a magnificent wooded site here at Craigaville, Kiltraw, County Down. So pretty amazing, isn't it? And it's all Scottish brick that was used, and it was imported from Scotland, and it certainly has that Scottish feel to it. And with the name of Culloden, people automatically associate it with the battle. But as I say, it's nothing to do with the battle. It was named after his wife, Elizabeth Jane Culloden. Now, as I say, much of the stone was brought from Scotland, and it was brought in at Portaferry. And then what they had to do was they had to take it by horse and cart to the site here. There you can see the coat of arms. Pretty impressive, isn't it? Very much like Belfast Castle. So the mansion here took 2 years to build, during which time the Robinsons lived in a cottage within the grounds. Now, at the end of the 19th century, Culloden House became the official residence of the Lord Bishop of Down, Connor and Dromore. And of course, Dromore is where I live in County Down. And it was known then as the Bishop's Palace. You can see the ivy there. And that part there is actually the Jeremy Taylor Chapel. So it is. And we were in that. But I didn't realise when we were in it that it was actually Bishop Jeremy Taylor's chapel. So if you're watching the second video that I do, it is the chapel's the part where the statue of Bishop Crozier is. So that's actually the Bishop's chapel, and we were in that. So I videoed part 2 first, and this is part 1 that I'm doing now. But certainly has that look of the chapel, doesn't it? So that was named after Bishop Jeremy Taylor. So as I say, this was called the Bishop's Palace. And Artulloch Knocknagoona, near Hollywood, County Down, was actually the previous episcopal palace. But this property here was required in 1886 by the War Department at Hollywood. So they ended up in here, in this place here, this site here, in this palace. And as I say, the military took the previous palace over, which is at Hollywood, and that's still a military barracks today, because it's known as Palace Barracks. In fact, I've passed it on the way here. And of course, it's owned by the British Army. Now, the Right Reverend Thomas James Welland, he was the first bishop to live at Culloden in 1898. And 4 bishops would live here in total, including Bishop Crozier, who later would become the Archbishop of Armagh. And he was a close friend of the Irish songwriter and entertainer Percy French. And also, he was godfather to Percy French's daughter. Percy French also frequented Culloden, and he's famous for the song The Mountains of Mourne. Of course, that's the song The Mountains of Mourne Sweep Down to the Sea. So during the tenure then of Bishop Crozier, a private chapel was dedicated within the house, as I've just mentioned, known as the Jeremy Taylor Memorial Chapel. And that's it there, as I say. So I'll try and explain it to you where we were. So that's where the fireplace is, to the dining room. But it was this part here that is the Jeremy Taylor Chapel, which is fantastic. And it certainly looks like a chapel, doesn't it? As you can see, it still has that feel to it. And then that's the part that we were in, as you can see. And maybe the gentleman will let me in. So he's going to let me in here because we missed this wee part when we were in earlier. So this is, I showed you the Crozier monument, the statue, but then this is the other side of where the chapel was. So the chapel was this part here, where the fireplace is. So quite amazing. And as I say, Percy French was a frequent visitor here to this house. And then during the Bishop Crozier's time, that wee chapel was built. So we're going to try and get back out here if we can. Hopefully. Yep, we can. Thanks very much. So that was great to get that wee bit, because I missed that the first time. So it's really between here and behind the fireplace. So it is. That's basically where that is. And then during the 20th century, Culloden House changed hands several times and was finally bought by Sir William Hastings in 1967. And it's still in the Hastings ownership today. And then in 1996, the Culloden Estate and Spa became the first hotel in Northern Ireland to be granted 5-star status. You can see a couple of heads there, a bit worn. And so that was the first to be granted 5-star status. And over the years, the Culloden has hosted countless stars of film, music, sport, and also even world leaders. These have included actors Sir Christopher Plummer, Shirley MacLaine, singers the YouTube group Robbie Williams, Sir Cliff Richard, Fan the Man Morrison, and even tennis stars Beyond Board and John McEnroe were actually here, have stayed here. And also footballers David Beckham and Wayne Rooney. So pretty amazing, isn't it? Unfortunately, it's a wee bit cloudy today, and it's turned out a wee bit wet. But John Major, Tony Blair, and also the American President Bill Clinton have also paid a wee visit to the Culloden Hotel. So there you go, folks. I hope you've enjoyed that. So that's the Culloden Hotel at Cultraw, County Down. Thanks for watching, and God bless.